Hello, this is Heather Fight, and I am recording about my course, Welcome to the Basics of Sensory Processing. As some of you may know, I'm an occupational therapist who works primarily in the pediatric realm, and so I wanted to create something that I've actually taught about before, but I've never made a whole web page about it, and so I just dove into it. So here is my home page. I'm on the student view. So here's my home page. It says, Welcome to the Basics of Sensory Processing. Here's the 7 sensory systems that we all have, just to kind of go over it. I have a short 1.5-minute video about me and just welcoming the class. I can show you.
Hi, my name is Heather.
Right there.
I'm going to be here.
And then I have a thing that says, please watch this video to gather an insight into what we will be discussing throughout this course. And it is a video about sensory processing and occupational therapies. So exactly what we would be focusing on and what they are aiming to be at the end of them being in school. I have posted a few different discussion boards. A question and answer discussion board, which says, hello class. In this discussion board, we will be able to ask any questions that you may have. A majority of the time, students have the same questions, which result in multiple emails addressing the same concern. Please post questions about the course modules, assignments, activities, and/or quizzes to this Q&A discussion board so that I can answer them to ensure that all students have access to the question and answers at hand. Thank you. Bye. The other discussion board that's there is just a welcome discussion board, and it just shows them the information of how to get a hold of me if they need it. And then here comes to my modules. I pretended as though, this would be week number 3. So we had the welcome module. I didn't add anything in there though. The basics module didn't have anything in there either. And then I jumped to vision and vestibular because they strongly go hand in hand, if you guys didn't know about that. But the vision system and the vestibular system are highly correlated to one another. So as you can see, I have a PowerPoint for each topic. It starts with vision milestones, and then it goes to the anatomy of the eye, the different types of the eye and the different structures and what they do, what they're responsible for. And then after this PowerPoint, sorry, I just want to make sure I can get through it. It goes on to vision development, and I use videos to support everything that I talk about. So, and then how the eye works. Then the next PowerPoint is the vestibular system. And again, it talks about the development of the vestibular system, and then also the basic anatomy of the inner ear and what it looks like and all the different components of the inner ear and what they're responsible for and how they help with the vestibular system. From there are different videos. There's another video about the vestibular system. It's short and sweet, and it just talks about all of the systems within the inner ear. From there, I talk about the vision and vestibular system assessments and go into signs of poor vestibular function and vision, and then what to do with regards to observation, obtaining information, and then different types of assessments that can be completed. And then I talk about 2 specific, the ocular motor exam and the VOR testing and how to complete those. And then I also say refer out. So because OTs don't do everything, I want to make sure that they know that. I then go in and there are videos for all the different portions of the VOR and the ocular motor exam. And I show them, each video shows a different thing. So, sorry, that one was regarding to normal and abnormal eye movements, just to show them what it might look like when it's different and versus when it's normal. And then assessing spin pursuits, saccades, convergence, accommodation, VOR cancellation assessment, the dynamic visual acuity assessment, head shaking assessment, imaginary target assessment. From there, I have an assignment for them, and it says it's time to practice. And it breaks it down into what they need to do. So it says find someone that you can practice the VOR and the oculomotor exam with, record yourself completing them on that person, upload the videos to the discussion post, and then write a reflection about the activity, answering those 3 questions. Was it easy? Was it as easy or difficult as you thought? Who would you use these with, and how would you implement them into your practice? And then as well as encouraging them to post on 2 of their classmates' posts to increase communication and participation amongst their classmates. And then it goes specifically a little bit more into exactly what was in the charts or within the PowerPoints, and just kind of making sure that they have easy access to the information. One of the tests has the Snellen chart, and so I gave them a link to be able to go to that right there. And then they would post. After they finished that, I had a quick quiz. It's 3 questions, 12 points, that looked into, how do the vision and vestibular systems interact? I want them to infer from what they have learned. What vision assessment can you use at home as a home exercise program as well as the assessment? And then what was the most important thing you learned about or learned during this module? I'm going to correct that here. I misspoke. From there, there's also, so that went through the assignments. What do you remember? And then the follow-up activities. So that's the quiz, and that's the follow-up activities. The quiz just brings you right back to there, and then it would have your grades so that you would have easy access to know how you're doing. And that is my Canvas page.